Hello and welcome everyone to day one of the Attract, Nourish, and Convert Challenge. My name is Evita, and I am the dietitian in residence at That Clean Life, and I will also be your host for this free 3-day challenge. During the next 3 days, you will develop a plan for how to attract your ideal clients, nourish your leads, and convert them into paying clients. So each challenge day will have one live class with a highly qualified business expert. Ashley Sauvé is joining us today, followed by Heather Neal tomorrow and Krista Kolajesic on our third and final day. A worksheet assignment to help you implement what you learn will be sent to you after each live class, as well as done for you content that you can use to put the strategies into action right away. The classes will be 30 minutes in length and packed with actionable strategies. Please note that these classes are recorded and the replay, along with the worksheet assignment and done for you content, will be sent to you after the live class. This is also your chance to get live business coaching. Please open up the chat box, turn your settings to everyone, and say hello to us and each other. Let us know who you are and where you're tuning in from. We've got a really great group of health professionals here today, so let's connect. And some housekeeping. As we go through the class today, if you have any questions about the class content or for our speaker, please drop them into the Q&A box so I don't miss any of your questions. And if you just like to chat with us or each other, please use the chat function. And while you drop your hellos into the chat, I already see a lot of hustle and bustle in the chat. That's fantastic. So while you do that, I'm going to hand the screen share and the mic off to Ashley Sauvé to introduce our first topic, attract your ideal client and grow your list. Thanks so much, Ashley, for being here with us today.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm going to fire up my slides, and also if you're in the chat, I'm just curious. Has anyone been to one of our webinars before, back when I was with That Clean Life, or is this your first time here with me? Hi, Kayla. Amazing. Okay, I'm so excited to be here. So today I'm going to be walking everyone through kind of the first part of this attract, nourish, convert piece, which is attracting your ideal clients and growing your list. So first we need to connect with the people that we want to help before we can actually help them. And today is going to be all about that. So hopefully this is an area of your business that you're excited to dig into. So for those of you who haven't met me before, my name is Ashley Sauvé. I'm a certified holistic nutritionist and a clinical herbalist, and I support clients all over the world who struggle with their gastrointestinal health. So this is really my area of interest. And when we're talking about niches, this is my niche. My practice specializes in holistic care for gut health concerns with a focus on functional testing, therapeutic nutrition, and botanical therapies. I'm up in Northern Ontario for those of you in the house who are also Canadians, and we moved out of Toronto in 2020, opened a natural health clinic here. So I co-own this brick and mortar clinic with my partner, as well as running a virtual practice all over the world. So whether you're seeing clients in person or online, I think I can bring perspective on both sides of things, which is nice. And my team and I also run a semi-annual clinical mentorship program for practitioners who are interested in specializing in GI health and working in the natural healthcare space. So I'll give you a little info at the end to come join us or learn more if you're interested. In terms of what we're going through today, first, I want to get back to that word I dropped earlier, niche. So we're going to talk about what that means, how to find and define your niche, and why it is actually one of the most important things that you're ever going to do in your business. Also, once you've done that, you need to understand who your ideal client is. So if you're going to be attracting people, who do you want to attract? This is the biggest question that needs to be answered and is also going to help you help people better. So this is going to impact your client outcomes as well. And then once we have those two boxes checked, creating a lead magnet to put it all into practice. So you can actually start growing an email list and building this crowd of potential clients that you want to connect with. So first, let's talk about defining your niche. And if you're here live and want to drop in the chat, if this is something you've already thought about, would love to know what everyone is niching down in when it comes to your nutrition practice. I'm a big believer in specializing. I think this is a game-changing decision for your business because these days, it's not just who is local to you that you're limited to. It's not like you have to go to the one dietitian that's associated with your family doctor's office, or, if there's a naturopath in town, that's your only option. And because of this, clients are way more interested in working with somebody who specializes in and has a good track record in supporting the specific issue that they are dealing with. And this means on your side that you get to give better client care. It means you're going to have the capacity to work with more clients, which is great from a business perspective, as well as charging more for these specialized services. So you're not just locked into the model of like, come in for an intake appointment, I'll see what I can do for you. And you're sort of like pigeonholed into whatever that's worth in the area that you're living. So if you don't already have a niche that you're working in, I see a lot of you guys already do, which is amazing. For those of you guys who are thinking this is something that you haven't thought about or haven't got clarity on yet, some questions to ask yourself when it comes to choosing a niche are: what areas of health and nutrition interest you? Like, why did you get into this industry? Most people have a story of their own. So what's yours? What are you researching late at night when you can't sleep? Do you have personal experience within a specific concern or area? Did you become a provider because your child got diagnosed with autoimmune disease and you've been digging into that ever since? Did you decide that after learning how to, resolve your own IBS, you just can't wait to share this information with other people? This story could be a big part actually of what your area of focus should be. What topics are you intrigued in or often researching? If you've done a lot of con ed, like, what are you investing in learning? What are you lit up by? Or what do you wish you could invest in, which we're also going to talk about, because you can justify a lot more education if you are a nerd who just really, really wants to soak up more information if you have a good niche. And if you've been working with clients already, who have you loved working with? What are your favorite stories? What are the transformations that you wish you could see more of in your practice? So just to kind of throw out some ideas, preconception, pregnancy, and postpartum are all excellent niches. Pediatrics, there's a huge need for this as well. So working with children who have allergies, who have digestive issues, autoimmune illness, hormonal health, and then even within that, specializing further within like fertility, endometriosis, PCOS, IBS and IBD, working with fatigue and burnout. Years ago, I didn't really think that this was going to be a huge niche, and then the pandemic hit, and now it turns out actually that there's a lot of need for this. So if that's your jam, I think there's a lot of need for that right now. And then also in North America, we do have an aging population. So if you love working with older adults, healthy aging, longevity, all of that is also wonderful. Also seeing some incredible and very specific niches, recovering from congestive heart failure through diet. Amazing. Someone will know immediately if they want to work with you. So when it comes to defining your niche, so many benefits in taking the time to do this in your business. The first is that you can, like I said, kind of justify investing more in continuing education, and it's going to benefit all of your clients rather than spending so many hours per week. If you've been in the hustle, researching individual client cases. You get an intake and this person has a condition you've never heard of, and now you have to learn this for however many hours before you even see this client. So if you are like me and you love learning, if you're working in a specific area, you can justify putting, a couple $1,000 into that extra course to upgrade your education, because it's going to serve your entire client population for you to invest that into your practice. That's also going to mean that you get to achieve better results in less time because you are working within a specialization It's not the first time that you've seen this issue. You're not throwing spaghetti at a wall. Maybe you've already seen 100 clients before this one who presented the exact same way, and you already have a clinical algorithm or a framework that you can work within to get them the results they're looking for in half the time. You obviously, if you can do that, are going to feel a lot more confident. Confidence goes a long way, just knowing that you can support someone when you sit down with them for the first time and you feel that energy that the person you're speaking with knows how to support you, you're more likely to convert that client. And that helps you from a business perspective because you can charge based on the fact that you are going to get that person results in half the time that a general practitioner would, which gives you a little bit more longevity, more ability to invest in continuing education, hire team members, whatever it is that you want to do to take the next step in your business. And then from a marketing perspective, you can easily communicate exactly what it is that you do, exactly what problem you solve, and really attract those individuals who have that exact problem. I'm going to go back to the congestive heart failure one. That is a really good message. You can immediately tell someone whether or not you can help them, and they can just self-screen about whether they need to book a call with you. So understanding now that you have that niche, who is the individual that you want to attract? Really deeply getting to know that person so that you can tailor your offers and programs for, of course, optimal client outcomes, and then producing marketing materials to attract the right people into the program so that they can get those incredible outcomes. Of course, you want to understand demographics, going back to kind of market research. We know if you're working within the autoimmune niche that your primary audience is likely going to be women ages 35 to 50. These are who is most likely going to be diagnosed with an autoimmune disease. So you want to understand both demographics and then also psychographics of the individuals. What are they thinking about? If you were a fly on the wall in their house, you should be able to really understand what's going on in their day-to-day, what their pain points are, what are the areas that you can really step in and make their life so much better. Some things to consider, of course, are going to be health concerns. What is the actual symptom that this person would like to see resolve? Their age, their location. So even if you see clients worldwide, you still might want to understand, just from a marketing perspective, where are the majority of your clients located? Where are they coming to you from? That would inform decisions you would make around marketing. If you're in North America and somehow your niche is mostly attracting Australian clients, you might have different work hours than somebody who's mostly seeing people in their own time zone. What kind of job or career is this individual in? What kind of personality traits are they most likely to have? I find in my practice, we really attract people who love to learn, who love information, because we share a lot of that. I'm kind of like that too. And I know that about my clients. So we go a little bit deeper than surface level. What's their lifestyle like? If they're someone who travels a lot, you're going to want to tailor your program to work with an individual who's on the go often versus somebody who is home all the time and cooking all of the time. Values and beliefs. This is really important, getting to know that as much as you can in general, and then also on an individual level. Still very important to chat with your clients about their values and beliefs. What kind of interests do they have? Opinions on different things, challenges that they experience as it relates to their health concerns. If, they're not able to go to restaurants and eat because of the fact that they have terrible IBS and can't predict when they're going to flare up, that's a huge pain point, and that's going to affect their day-to-day and decision making. So you want to know about all of this. And this is a lot to invest in terms of time and energy into really figuring this out, but it's completely worth it. And also, I want to note, if you're feeling overwhelmed or like you don't even know where to start, that this might change over time, and that's okay. It's okay to just start where you are at, start with maybe the handful of clients you've worked with so far, make some decisions, and then maybe you get one client that changes the game and you realize you love working with moms, or you love working with athletes or something, and then you just kind of tweak as you go. So now that we have a solid understanding of who these individuals are and what it is that they're struggling with, Now we have to start taking some action. So this is where, we're not just sitting at home or sitting in our office thinking about the people that we want to work with and daydreaming about all the ways that we're going to help them and building out programs to get them incredible results. This is where you have to step out of your nutrition professional role and into your business owner role, and you get boots on the ground and you go out and get these clients. So this is not necessarily always going to be every nutrition professional's favorite task. So I'm going to break down a couple ways to make this pretty easy and help you feel like you're staying in your zone of genius when it comes to attracting clients. So I want to talk about a lead magnet. Maybe drop in the chat if this is a brand new term to you or if you are familiar already. Hopefully, if you've been around That Clean Life for a little while, you have a general idea already of what a lead magnet is. So this is a resource that you create for your ideal client that they can opt in to receive using their email address. This is free. And it is one of the first interactions that you are going to have with a potential client. And it starts for you on the business side to build out an email list of individuals who have the problem that your lead magnet solves. So we want to be strategic in what we're creating here. And on their side, it starts this relationship with you as somebody who can solve their problem. So it's very important to have this in your business and to really master this resource. It's usually carefully crafted to help them solve a specific problem, and ideally solving that problem with a quick win. Like, you're not going to solve Crohn's disease with a free download, but maybe you can solve, here are 5 Crohn's friendly dinner recipes with a free download. So you want to break it into a little tiny piece, something that's going to give them a really quick win if they implement it into their life. And when they implement it into their life and they see a positive result, then okay, we're getting somewhere with this person. They already trust me a little bit. A lead magnet should solve a problem they have, and also ultimately it should relate to an offer that you have in your business. So don't solve a problem for them that isn't going to lead to the next step of them working for you. We don't want to solve all their problems. We couldn't possibly, but also we don't want to solve a problem that's not related to the program that you have designed. So what we're doing here is providing value, capturing emails, and then you're going to learn more this week about nurturing your community, building those relationships, and ultimately solve that problem with an offer. So give them some kind of offer, a solution that they can, rather than opting into for free, maybe buy into, invest into their health, and actually see even bigger outcomes. But the lead magnet is that first piece that helps build trust, allow prospective clients to get to know you better, and how you approach working with them to start building out that relationship. So some examples of what a lead magnet might look like, you could do, obviously something you could all do today if you're using That Clean Life is a niche specific meal plan or recipe book. So like I said, 5 dinner recipes that can be, soothing for someone with Crohn's disease or something like that. A downloadable PDF guide, so like a checklist, starter list, roadmap, just to get them thinking about next steps in terms of solving this problem. You could do a mini e-course if you really wanted to build something out. I actually just opted into this doctor who does work with the nervous system. She had like a free email course around just little vagus nerve exercises and things. And I really loved that. That would take a huge amount of time and financial investment to build out something like that. But if you really wanted to take it to the next level, you totally could. A list of recommended products to help solve a specific problem that your ideal client has and that relates to your program or offer. You could do a free workshop, a webinar, a training, like a video that they just pop their email in to access. You could also do live ones if you wanted to, as long as you're collecting emails. Like this whole training right now is technically a lead magnet, right? So you could do something like this. Most importantly, just have fun, experiment with different options. You don't have to do things one specific way, but you do have to do it if you want to build out a successful business. If you're really not sure, you can ask your audience what they would like to see, what they would enjoy, and then create something that you would enjoy downloading, something you would find valuable. Really important that you stand behind it 100% because this is representing what it's like to work with you. And over the lifetime of your business, you're probably going to create multiple lead magnets. So don't worry about the one that you create being like the lead magnet that you have to die with. You can implement another one in a couple of months. And when you're wrapping up the creation of your lead magnet, develop a call to action. So CTA, that means call to action. And this is what you want someone to do once they have downloaded and used your lead magnet. Ideally, you're going to be creating a lead magnet with an end goal in mind, probably to get them to work with you in some way. So reverse engineer this when you're brainstorming your lead magnet so that it does relate back to that end goal. So think about who your lead magnet's for, that's your ideal client, which offer or offers you have on the table that you'd ultimately like to invite them into. You're running a business, you're not just giving stuff away for free. So this should relate somehow to what you're actually selling. And that call to action bridges the gap. So if you loved these recipes, I have a whole Cooking for Crohn's program where I work with clients one-on-one to help them, implement their dietary needs in the kitchen. That's a great call to action. Here's a link to learn more about that program. So you might have the lead magnet that they download, and then you're trying to get them to book into a discovery call and ultimately enroll in your one-on-one program. Or maybe your lead magnet leads to a evergreen webinar, like a pre-recorded training. And then ultimately the goal is to get them to sign up for an online course. Maybe the lead magnet involves signing up for a free community, which is going to be how you promote your program. Or the lead magnet goes straight into purchasing maybe like a lower cost offer where you're able to make a sale kind of right at the end of your lead magnet without any further nourishing. Lots of different ways that you can do this. You should feel like this expresses your personality as well. It does not just a checklist that you have to run through in running your business. I want you to feel excited about doing this. And then once you have this lead magnet and it's amazing and it expresses your personality and all of the joys and amazing value of working with you, you need to start advertising it so that you can get downloads, you can start building out that list. So the intention here is to get it in front of as many of your ideal clients as possible, grow that email list, and then continue nurturing those individuals on your email list, those leads, and ultimately convert them into your offerings. So what you really want to focus on here is this is a free resource, so get it out everywhere. No apologies, you're offering free value. You can pump this out on social media, use whatever channels you're using, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. Actually, someone just told me they're like wiping TikTok in the US or something. There's some crazy stuff going on. Yeah. So now is a really good time if you have a TikTok audience to get on there, green screen your cool lead magnet in the background and get people downloading that, get them off of the platform and onto your email list. But you can do this on all of your platforms, Facebook pages, LinkedIn profiles, if you're using that, promote it in blog posts. In my business, we'll sometimes just write a blog post just that relates to something in the free download and then use that as the call to action. So the entire point of the blog post is just to download the lead magnet. Pinterest, which I don't go on a lot, but apparently is an excellent place for health professionals to be promoting resources like this. Long form marketing channels. So if you get invited to go on a podcast, promote your lead magnet, right? You're going to grab more people with the freebie than just only the people who are willing to pay to hear more from you. YouTube videos, local businesses. If you are someone local, connect with your local businesses and promote your lead magnets there, email list sign up, that kind of thing. Or anytime you're collaborating with another professional, that's a really great opportunity for cross promotion to pull anyone in their audience who is your ideal client also into your audience. If you're doing that, always make sure that you have a conversation with them. Make sure that that's done with permission, of course. Okay, we made it. 5 minutes to spare. I was telling Avita at the start, if I'm going too long, you have to tell me. So before we jump into Q&A, just want to throw this out there. We're talking about lead magnets. If you're a health professional who wants to specialize in gastrointestinal health and you're really into the natural healthcare side of things, I have a lead magnet, a free training for natural healthcare professionals as an introduction to H. pylori. So H. pylori, if you don't know what it is, very common to see this as a part of digestive cases. And this workshop covers everything that you need to know about H. pylori. And we're also getting a little bit into, foods that you can add to your client's meal plan if they have recently been diagnosed with H. pylori, how to support them if they're going through antibiotic treatment, really basic stuff like that. So we can drop the link into the chat if you want to get in on that. And then if you have any questions about what we talked about today, we got a little time for Q&A.
Yes, thank you so much, Ashley. That was so good. I myself learned so much. So thank you, thank you. Before we head into the Q&A, let us know in the chat, what is your biggest takeaway from Ashley's fantastic class today on how to attract your ideal client and grow your list? So let us know in the chat. And while you answer that, I want to say thank you to everyone for attending live, or if you're watching the replay, thanks for sticking around. We will be sending you the recording from today's class, as well as that workbook assignment and the done for you content on how to create your lead magnet. So that assignment is going to be really helpful to help you define your niche and your ideal client, and help you plan out how you want to attract your ideal client with your lead magnet. So that's it for our class portion. If you can't stay for the Q&A, you can always email us any questions that you have for either Ashley or for us at That Green Life. You can send us an email at hello@thatgreenlife.com. Thanks so much, Ashley. We're going to head into the Q&A now.